I hope this is okay, but I actually need to start by venting about something. I'm dealing with the worst roommate situation right now. There's nothing I can do about it because I signed a long-term contract, binding, and did not read any of the fine print. And it's not like I haven't dealt with bad roommate situations before. I have. In college, I lived with this 6-foot-tall model. She would stay out all night, sleep all day. All my plants died because I could never open the shades. One summer, I lived with 2 friends at in a studio apartment on 114th Street. It was literally wall-to-wall futon beds in a sea of cockroaches. There was the gorgeous Ivanka, whose on and off boyfriend would ring our buzzer at 2 a.m., drunk, asking to be let in. And Layla, who had a morning ritual of hacking up copious amounts of phlegm every morning. None of these compares to the people I'm living with now. My roommates now are these artists. They leave their half-finished found art sculptures all over the house. Every surface in my home is covered with stuff. They have this intense history with each other and have crazy fights, screaming, "I hate you!" and slamming doors. And neither of them has a driver's license, so they're constantly asking me for rides. I end up driving them everywhere. They're also really immature. I swear, if they didn't do all the grocery shopping and cooking, they would never eat. If I had a friend with the same kind of abusive situation going on, I would say to them, "You've got to leave." But since I'm the one that gave birth to them, the small print on the parenting contract I signed says I have to stick around forever. I didn't think parenting would be like a never-ending episode of The Real World, with strangers picked to live in a house together for 18 years. I naively made assumptions about parenting from babysitting, being a camp counselor, and observing friends with kids. Babysitting as a teenager, I learned that kids watch a lot of TV, and my own parents have really been holding back in the junk food department. The kids I sit for usually go to bed without much of a fuss. One girl's always already asleep in her crib when I arrive and stays asleep until her parents return hours later. When I'm a sleepaway camp counselor, the kids adore me and usually are happy to do what I tell them. In my 20s, I have a few friends and acquaintances with children. I mostly see these kids at adult events like parties at people's houses. The children run around for a while and eventually fall asleep on top of the pile of coats in the bedroom, oblivious to the loud music and partying around them. So before having kids, I believe that being a parent means I'll keep doing what I did, bring the kids along, they'll listen to what I say, and they will sleep. My daughter's born, and she does not sleep. I can't bring her anywhere because she has terrible colic and cries inconsolably starting at about 3 in the afternoon. She's much worse if she doesn't get 2 or 3 naps every day, but she resists falling asleep with all her might. My husband and I act like a couple of crazy people as we desperately develop a long list of bizarre rituals to get her to close her eyes. We push her in a stroller along busy roads. The motion and noise lull her into submission. We put her in a swing and beat an African drum in a steady, hypnotizing rhythm. My husband often holds a book in one hand and beats the drum with the other while he reads to himself. Accidentally, we discover that the sound of running water makes her stop crying, so we make a recording of a faucet running and blast it at full volume when she starts to cry. It feels like we live in a subway tunnel. It turns out that the bass line of hip-hop music has a hypnotizing effect on her, too. We play the Missy Elliott album, Under Construction, on repeat. This is how I get the chance to really contemplate the lyrics. My Twinkies look stinky on the bends. It seems we did not get one of those pile of coat sleeping kids. Did I really agree to this? Does it count if I was in a postpartum haze when I initialed the fine print on the parenting contract without reading it? I don't think I would have signed if I had been given a preview of this day. Everyone oversleeps. The school bus is coming in half an hour. What do you want for breakfast? What is there? What is there? What is there? The same 3 things we offer you every single day. Time to get dressed. I can't wear those socks. They come up too high. I need my blue socks. They're in the laundry. You cannot wear the same pair of socks every day. And then I discovered the dog had diarrhea all night all over the house. But I can't deal with that now, because we have to brush hair, brush teeth, get sunblock on, lunch is packed, homework packed. The bus is here. Get your sneakers on. Lace them up on the bus. Here, have this waffle on the bus. Now to the phone. I've been trying to get an appointment with a doctor who specializes in children with anxiety for 3 months now. The dog needs his Prozac prescription refilled. And I have to pick it up in person? I'm trying to connect with this woman who offered to clear the kids' past life traumas, but we can't synchronize our schedules. I thought it was going to be hot out, but it's really cold. Should I drive a sweater over to the kids' school? But actually, I can't do that anyway, because the guinea pig suddenly can't move his back legs, and I have to take him to the vet. It turns out he has scurvy. Scurvy. And I have to take him back there every day for a week for vitamin C injections. True story. The terms of this parenting contract have turned me into a person I don't recognize. I find myself lying all the time. The kids are prolific in their creations, and I have to figure out when and how to move many of their projects to the storage area without them noticing. Sometimes I don't cover my tracks well enough, and they find a treasured piece of art in the recycling bin. I have no idea how that got there. The day will continue with lie upon lie. Yes, I would love to hear a list of all the breeds of horses. Yeah, tell me all the foods that horses eat. Really, that many things to take care of a horse. Oh, more facts about horses. I told you to stop yelling! We don't yell in this house! I must have skipped the section in the contract about not yelling before signing. It turns out that when I yell at my kids, they learn to yell. The contract clearly states, it is important to take care of yourself so you have the resources needed to handle difficult situations calmly. Self-care must be a priority because it is impossible to get water from a dry well. I try filling the well with red wine in a kind of self-care shortcut plan. But it turns out the fine print forbids filling the well with alcohol. I definitely didn't read the clause about being a parent in the age of social media. Oh, look, 7-year-old Meg just skied her first Black Diamond run. Wow, Joanne just finished building houses with Habitat for Humanity with her 4 kids. That was Erica. Awesome, Nancy and her 10-year-old just ran a 5K together. Oh, I guess my kid wasn't invited to their classmate's birthday party. Thanks for posting pictures of what we missed, though. It's okay. It's okay. There's one part of the contract that I'm pretty sure no parent reads ahead of time, or the continuation of the human race would be put in jeopardy. Somehow, it's both a cliche and completely unexpected. It states, your children are not yours. They are their own beings. What? My kids are not mine? Evidently, my job is to allow them and help them become their own best selves. But I don't have a say, not one little say, in who that is. Since a control freak like me would have never agreed knowingly to all of this, I admit I'm really glad I didn't read the fine print on the parenting contract before signing it. Of course, I love my kids more than anything, even if they're not mine. It turns out, according to the contract, all parents need to vent once in a while, so thank you. Thanks for listening. And if anyone wants a guinea pig...